No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion, says Nelson Mandela. Most of us know that this legend belongs to South Africa by birth. However, he is a man who belongs to humanity as a whole. Nelson Mandela has been an inspiring and a strong guiding factor in the independence of the black South Africans from the clutches of the white supremacy that lasted for more than 3 centuries. He has been an idol for many. Nelson Mandela was an outstanding leader of African nationalism and a professional lawyer. He eventually gave up his profession and joined the African National Congress in 1944. In South Africa, he spearheaded the non-violent resistance against racial inequality. In the early 1960s, Mandela was imprisoned for his stand against the racist laws of the government. He lived in prison for nearly 3 decades but refused to compromise his position, which was to fight for justice and equality for all people. During his years in prison, Mandela's reputation grew steadily. He was widely accepted as the most significant black leader in South Africa and became a potent symbol of resistance as the anti-apartheid movement gathered strength. He consistently refused to compromise his political position to obtain his freedom. In the year 1994, he was made the first president of South Africa elected in a fully represented democratic election. A courageous and uncompromising hero that he had been, Mandela, a man of principles, strength, and integrity, remains in the heart of all the 10th graders through the chapter Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Being inspired by the great being, the students of grade 10 have come up with a few innovations of their own. Here's a short glimpse of those activities.
We who are outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be the host of different nations around the world on our own soil. We thank our distinguished international guests for having come and take possessions with the people of our country. After all, it's a common victory of justice, peace, and human dignity.
All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sissis, the chief Littlest of our times.
Men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of people. My country is rich in minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds.
It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing strength and resilience that defies their imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, his religion, or his background. People must learn to hate, and if people can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite.
Even at the grimmest times in the prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards. Perhaps just a second, but it's enough to reassure me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame which can be hidden but never extinguished.
As global citizens today, we take pride in revisiting Gandhian values in the legacy of Mandela. Nelson Mandela, in many ways, during his lifetime, was a practitioner of Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of Satyagraha, truth force, passive resistance, and ahimsa or non-violence. Inspired by the Gandhian principle, his passion to end oppression and discrimination shaped his socio-political journey. Nelson Mandela was sometimes referred to as the Gandhi of South Africa. I always get inspired by this question: of my idol Nelson Mandela. Today, we shall all ask ourselves, what have I done to improve the surroundings in which I live? Do I litter or do I protect my surroundings? And I act upon that. Shall we all ask ourselves this question and act as a mark of reverence for his great legend? Give it a thought, friends. Thank you.